Strange Academy, issue number 15. Do you guys remember going to school and there'd always be that one kid who kind of had his hood up, he was kind of quiet, and when you go to talk to him and you're just like, well, I'll put in the effort to be his friend, you do, he kind of gets mad and defensive, and then you realize that this kid's kind of connected to the wrong people and he does a certain type of medication or he takes a certain type of, visual stimulant to change his perspective on things. You know, that kid that was the stoner, every school had one. They always existed. Well, this issue plays with that trope, but turns it into magic, because it wouldn't be a story about magical kids if we didn't do the drug-riddled storyline of a student. We'll get into that when we talk about this book. Also, I do want to just kind of bring this up. There was the solicitations for April 2022 for Marvel this year. It looks like with issue 19, I think is what they said, Strange Academy is going into its sophomore year. Like, they're actually like showing like, oh, these characters have just finished their first year of school, then they are jumping to their next year. I hope the story does continue and maybe we get a little bit of a break before we jump into the next year, but cool, man. That's pretty fun. So, the end of last issue, we saw that Doyle went to a weird future where him and Emily were feuding, and he said, well, I'm dropping out of school because of that. So we see that Emily wants to go talk to him, but he is not in the room. And if she knocks on the door, she's like, where's Doyle? And his roommate, which of course is Alvy's like, he's not here, but I guess you were wanted to be with me the whole time. She's like, shut up, that's gross, dude. And she sees a note that Doyle left for her, and she gets really pissed, and she kind of just screams at him, and it's like, okay, that's interesting. So Doyle is gone. He is not here at the moment. Where did Doyle go? Who really knows? Before we really get the resolution of that story, we cut to a fight between Magic and Wong, because they are teaching the students like defense against the dark arts pretty much. It's Mystical Defense 101. Basically, we're doing our Severus Snape in here where we're having our characters be like, okay, we got a mystical magic teacher who's defending ourselves. Everybody partner up and we'll show you how to defend yourself against the evil. So everyone's doing really good, and it looks like everything's having, they're just like, okay, we're doing fine, but Alvy's kind of like, I don't know if I want to, like, fight Calvin, because he doesn't have his, magic. He's not doing that great. But Calvin's like, don't worry, I've been studying, and just blasting with this huge fire, and it breaks out into this tension where you just see that Calvin's like, look, I've been working on stuff. I've been doing good. You all underestimated me just because I don't have my jacket on me. And he just literally goes in and punches Alvy in the face. And you're just like, what the hell is your problem, man? What's going on? It's like, everyone here, you look down on me because my jacket was evil. And now you don't think I'm as strong as any of you. I can be just as powerful as all of you. You just wait and see. And Alvy is ready to go crazy. And that kind of plays into what we saw in the future, where I think Alvy? I think it's Alvy that's on the side of evil with Doyle, because Eric was with Emily in that future, and he went full on Enchantress mode, which I think is kind of cool. So you see that Alvy's got a little bit of anger in him, and him and Calvin are about to break up and just like huge fight, and everyone's trying to pull them away. Calvin just storms off. And everyone's like, what's gotten into him? And you just see that Zoe's like, oh, I think I have an idea. And before we get the conflict of that story, we see that Emily goes to confront Selma, and she's just like, why did you let the kid who went to the future run away back to his home world? That is a stupid thing to do. He shouldn't have done that. This whole thing is worse. You all just should let him just like figure this out, but telling him that the future is happening and he's gonna go evil is bad. But before Zelma even gets a word in, Doyle shows up. He's like, hey, can we go for a walk? And it's like, okay. And she's like, oh, I'm so sorry. It's like, it's fine, just go, just stop. And we see this nice little walk that Emily and Doyle have their little heart-to-heart moment, and Doyle decides he is going to stay at Strange Academy. He's like, Dr. Voodoo, I should say, like helped him realize that maybe the thing that drove him to become the evil version was leaving and reconnecting with his father. So he's going to stay here and see if this is what's going to take him down the other path. And when he's closer to these people that could potentially help him, he thinks that's going to be the thing that stops him from becoming that evil. And it might be, man. That's kind of cool. I think the unsung like storyline of this book that really has just permeated through and become a very powerful and cool thing is the relationship between Emily and Doyle. Just because Doyle is so easily the kid you could make the asshole, where he's like, my dad's Dormammu, I'm going to be the crazy son of a gun, but he has so much emotion. He is scared at every turn. He's anxious about doing things, and he's trying to like this girl, and she's liking him back, which kind of makes her fun, and they just kind of have a good, enjoyable moment in there. Everything's working pretty cool. They're just having a good time. We cut to Jericho. He is playing chess with some head in a jar, and Zoe comes in to talk to him, and she's like, I think there's something going on with Calvin, and I don't like what it is, so I think we should talk. Meanwhile, the man who is hooked on drugs, Calvin here, he's going back to his dealer, and he's like, yo, I need more stuff. You gotta hook me up. You gotta hook me up, man. I need it. And he's trying to find gas lamp, and he's like, hey, dude, welcome back. So, I need some stuff from you if you want more drugs. You know, if you want that dark magic, I need some stuff from you. He's like, well, I'm broke. He's like, well, that's okay, Calvin. You got something better. You got something so much better than money, man. And, like, you are just brilliant, right? You got kids there, man. You're going to school with all these kids, and you see, like, the scene where Calvin's becoming the dealer now. So all these kids are fighting. They're kind of upset that their magic isn't as strong as it could be. And in walks Calvin. He's like, yo, you guys want to try some of this? I think it can help you with a little bit of that stuff you got going on there. I'm like, damn, dude. Calvin's literally become the drug dealer. He's the stoner at school who's selling drugs to the kids that need a little bit of a fix, you know, to boost their immune system. You know, he's the kid selling Adderall to keep you focused on your PATs and all that shit. I love it. It's funny and weird. It's just like, of course it is. And I think Calvin's the great choice because, again, he is kind of like the foster homed orphan who doesn't really have a place to go. He is the outsider pretty much in the entirety of this book. Makes sense it'd be him to go down this path. I wonder if it's going to be Calvin who kind of takes on the role of the big bad of the rest of the story, or like in the future timeline, it changes and Calvin leads an army of like these people working for Gaslamp, or Calvin himself becomes Gaslamp. It's kind of cool. I really dig it. Then at the end, we also get this really interesting page where we see Eric's Magic Battle Class Madness, and you see like the brackets of everybody fighting. I don't see any other information on that. It's just like your March Madness thing. I wonder if we're going to, like, as the story progresses, see, like, who's winning what fight, and that could be something to see. So, looking at the list itself, I'm going to predict that the final 4 people we are going to see are going to be Doyle, are going to be Eric, are going to be Calvin, and it's going to be Emily. I think those are the Fae 4 where we see. That could be fun. I like that a lot. So this issue's really cool. It's just another great story. Like, we've done the field trip stuff. We've done the bring your parents to school day. Now we're doing the kid who is selling drugs. Somebody get D.A.R.E in here. It's awesome. It's fun. It's cute and it's cool. So Doyle's staying. That's great. Strange Academy, issue number 15. I am going to give a 7 out of 10. Now, thank you guys for watching this review. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. As always, you can check me out on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. And I will catch you in the next one. Have fun. Stay safe. Good luck.